Friends, Romans, countrymen, I have a dream. 77 years ago, in a galaxy far, far away, we took one small step for man and asked not what we could do for our country, but whether to be or not to be. Hold for applause. Smile winningly. Nailed it. Hi there, Kelsey Toner here from Be a Better Guide, coming to you live with a giant pineapple. Today we're going to be looking at getting the attention of your group. Now this is something that we as tour leaders and experience hosts need to do all the time. So after over a decade of leading tours and experiences, here are 7 of our best strategies for getting the attention of your group. 1. Always start with the group's attention. Now this is worth saying at the beginning because I'm always surprised by how many tour leaders will just sort of start speaking in the hopes that the rest of the group will just kind of tune in. But I would recommend against doing this, and always signal to your group that you're beginning and don't say anything of substance until you've got everyone's attention. Why? Because your beginnings should be awesome, right? This should be when you hook people, when you pique their curiosity, or you lay out what's about to happen. We don't want people missing your great beginnings. 2. Only speak with full attention. Now this technique is going to signal to your group that you're only going to speak unless you have complete silence from everybody. This is a fantastic strategy. It can be a little intimidating if you haven't done it before, but what happens is the group begins to self-enforce. So if they see you up at the front, patiently waiting, maybe even looking at those people who are still chattering and being disruptive, other group members will quiet them down and say, hey, we're starting. It's a really guest-focused thing to do because those people who are chatting, there's a good chance they're disrupting the people next to them. 3. Engage disruptive guests. This is a fantastic way of drawing individuals or small groups who may have drifted away or being a little bit disruptive. You can do it in lots of subtle ways. Maybe walking over and gently placing your hand on the shoulder of somebody who's being disruptive while still giving your presentation. You can also do it by gently calling groups out. You might say something like, hey girls, could I have your attention for a sec? Yeah, I don't want you to miss this. And then going in. You could also use names. If you know the names of your group members, all the better because people love the sound of their own names. So you could say something as simple as, and Steve, I know you're gonna get a kick out of this. And just by saying Steve's name, he's gonna perk right back up and tune in. 4. Use the silent fox. Now, there are many variations on this technique, but they all involve the same basic rules, which is you explain to your group at the beginning that if they see you holding up a particular hand gesture, like this little fox here, they too have to make the hand gesture holding their hand high in the air and they can't speak. So basically this spreads through a group and it's a way of getting their attention without having to holler and yell. So in Germany, I think in schools they use the silent fox, I've heard. I've been to conferences where I've seen the pinky used. The gesture doesn't matter, you just have to explain it at the beginning and you can have a little fun with it too. You know, getting your group to talk amongst themselves and then go and see how fast they can quiet down. It's a great technique to use. 5. Use claps and snaps. This is another technique and works as follows. In your regular speaking voice, say, if you can hear me, clap twice. And then you wait and hopefully someone near you heard you and will give you 2 claps. You then repeat with a different number of claps or snaps. If you can hear me, clap 3 times. And you keep repeating until everyone in the group is clapping or snapping along. Now this works super effectively because 1, you don't have to shout or yell, and 2, all this clapping and snapping gets the attention of other folks. They're curious as to what's going on. Other great thing is you don't need to explain this game at the beginning, you just use that technique whenever you want and then launch directly into your content. After people have done it once or twice, it becomes that much more effective. 6. Leverage your physical environment. A great tour leader is always thinking about physical space when leading their tour. For example, is there a shady place if it's too hot for your group to be in? Is there an opportunity for them to sit down? Is there protection from the wind? Is there a quiet place if you're in a crowded area where they can hear you better? This physical environment is super important to pay attention to, and also try and get yourself elevated any opportunity you can. Are there some stairs that you can climb? Can you hop up and sit on a balcony? Allowing people to see you and hear you is going to be super important for keeping their attention. 7. Treat attention with the respect it deserves. Once you actually have the attention of an audience, don't squander it. Treat it as sacred and don't waste it for a moment. This can happen with any leader, really. Once they have the group's attention, they get distracted by a side conversation, or they ramble, or they have to fish something out of their bag, or they're just not prepared. People will learn that you're wasting their time, and they'll stop tuning in. So be brief, get to the point, educate, entertain, inspire, and then give people back their freedom. In other words, treat attention as a scarce commodity. To summarize, always start with the group's attention, only speak with full attention, engage disruptive people, use the silent fox, use claps and snaps, leverage your physical environment, and treat attention with the respect it deserves. Want some additional inspiration on captivating audiences? Check out our PDF below, 10 incredible speeches by 10 incredible speakers. This is a fantastic PDF that has 10 YouTube links where you can go and check out these speakers in action for your own inspiration. But before you do that, in the comments section below, what techniques do you use to get your group's attention? Know somebody who might benefit from this video? Every share, like is greatly appreciated. Thanks so much for being here, and we'll see you next time. Okay, as a quick bonus, I made a short list of ways that you can get people's attention that are really effective, but not recommended, right? Like taking off your clothes. It's a good one. Screaming at the top of your lungs, swatting invisible bats is fun. Faking a medical emergency, setting off firecrackers, firing off air horns, or making a sound like this.
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?